Hey everybody, we are live at Pace Studio on the road. We are in East Nashville at Instrument Head Live. Thank you so much for hosting us, Michael. This is outstanding. Dude, Aaron Lee Tasjan is here. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. You are one of my personal favorites, so I'm going to try not to gush this entire damn time, but I love your songs, and there's a ton of new stuff coming up right now. What do you feel like playing first today?
Well, we're gonna do all new songs tonight. So we'll do one. This one is not out yet, but it's gonna be the next single from the record. It's called "Computer of Love."
One, two, three.
Some advanced technology is eating through my brain. Got wires crossed, it bothers me. To feel this artificial pain. My little avatar, I'll never know who you really are. Digital clouds and guiding stars on the computer of love. May the guitar rest in peace. Before it's dead once more. What old white men must police whenever they get bored. My little avatar, I'll never know who you really are. Digital clouds and guiding stars on the computer of love. 8 ladies from the late 80s were staring back at me. Such beauties on my screen. The fake friends tweet the 2 cents just to mess with me. Such dangers on my screen. My little avatar, I'll never know who you really are. Digital clouds and guiding stars on the computer of love. My little avatar, I'll never know who you really are. Digital clouds and guiding stars on the computer of love. Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, thank you, man. It feels really great to be in a room with a band. Thank you for making this cool, man. We appreciate it very much. And this is the most perfect environment I think possible to showcase your guys' music. I mean, there's you and Jen and Audley pictured in those portraits behind us.
That's right.
Yeah, and so this was, correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, but this is like one of the first Instrument Head portraits. Like this is from a long, yeah, from 2010 when you were in New York and your life presumably looked a lot different than it does right now. Can you transport yourself back to then and talk about what was happening with you
A lot of macaroni and cheese. Yeah. No, those glasses were from Lens Crafters. They came free. I got a checkup and got a free pair of glasses. So I highly recommend that if you're in need of eyesight, sundries. The tie is really fun. My friends Tommy and Roy, who have a fashion line of clothes. At that time, I think it was called This Old Thing. Now it's called Alter. But they made that tie by hand, and it's all these sort of like different old pieces of like scarf and stuff like that they tied together, or sewed together rather by hand. So that was kind of fun. I don't know what's going on with that jacket. It looks like I'm maybe like ready for like Sunday. My dad's gonna drop me off at Sunday school, and I'll probably have some goldfish and apple juice and hear about the Lord.
Teddy Grahams, maybe.
Yeah, maybe some
Teddy
Grahams.
Grahams?
I mean, maybe the cinnamon Teddy Grahams, but they don't want to get too wild. They don't want the kids wound up afterwards because everybody's going to brunch at Denny's, and nobody wants to sit in a restaurant with a sugared up child. Am I right?
Nice. Well, man, thank you so much for playing here in this room that is so well represented by your band behind, and you guys are playing wonderful music for us here in front prominently right now. And there's a bunch coming up, man. What are you guys going to do second today?
Okay, the second song that we're going to do is the very first song on the record, actually. And it was the second single. We've released 2 singles so far. This is the second one that we're about to play now. And what can I say? Oh, I wrote this song with my good friend Scott Sachs. I don't know if you guys are Scott Sachs fans or not, but he's
big fans.
He's really awesome. I'm a big fan of his. And so, yeah, he and I wrote this song together, and we've been trying to figure out what it means ever since. Somebody recently had a really great take on it, that Sunday Women was a song about the show Girls going off the air. It's not on HBO on Sunday nights anymore. So they were saying whatever happened to Sunday Women was maybe a comment on, why did they have to take that awesome show? What happened to Lena Dunham, maybe, is the real question. And the answer is whatever she wants. She's doing great, I think. That's just I'm not I don't have a lot of opinions, but the ones that I have are pretty expensive. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Whatever happened to Sunday women? Whatever happened to Sunday women? Sunday women are hard to find. Sunday women don't break hearts like mine. And when you're with them, the stars align. Whatever happened to Sunday women? Whatever happened to Sunday women? All I wanted was to dream with you and make one of our dreams come true. But now I sit here with the Monday blues. Whatever happened to Sunday women? Whatever happened to Sunday women?
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I didn't know there was going to be clapping. I would have washed my shirt.
Yeah, and you have increased the audience by 50%. We've got 3 clappers right now, which is
That's all we're
massive
allowed, I think, I'm
improvement
pretty
over
sure.
2. You're doing. I think you're doing Up All Night next. I think I overheard that.
That's
Nice.
true.
So I will segue into that with this question. I read that you talked about 3 major things that you think about in your life in terms of health, being alone, and money. Which, I mean, the time that we live in right now, those 3 things are like right in the forefront of everybody's mind. Has writing the tune and playing the tune, performing the tune, recording it, and everything done anything to alleviate any of that and
Oh.
relieve you of those feelings, or is it still at the forefront just as much?
That's a great question. I mean, yeah, it's, music is like healing, for sure. I mean, I think like, there's a reason like people, like make noise with their body like during meditation and stuff like that. Like those vibrations that you like send through your body are like healing vibrations, you know what I mean? So like the act of singing, like I'm just like vibrating my head, I'm literally like shifting like spaces around in my head like vibrationally by singing. So like it's like it's physical, but it's also like I think there is something really cathartic about like I mean I certainly never like intended to like write an anthem for myself to be in like a situation like what I'm in right now in the pandemic or whatever, but boy, that would have been a hell of a foresight if I'd come up with that on purpose, they'd probably write a book about me or something. I'd hope. But anyway, no, that's they've already got a book about that guy. Anyway,
But it feels like those themes are relevant enough and relatable enough for everybody all the time, regardless of the pandemic. That that it resonates with me, and I'm sure the majority of people that listen to it as well.
yeah, I mean, I think like songs have a funny way of doing that. You like accidentally write the truth sometimes, or you write something that comes true later on. Those are some of my favorite songs. But it's songwriting is interesting in that way because it's kind of like checking in with your subconscious or something. Like you're not always, at least I'm not always aware of what I'm writing necessarily when I'm writing it. But that song just kind of like ended up like sort of like very neatly encapsulating like those 3 things, those 3 themes or whatever, and that is was purely, that is not skill. I dropped out of college, so that's not skill. I know that.
Tom Petty said it really elegantly one time. I'm going to butcher this quote, but it was something like, all the songs out there are already written. It's just, it floated across your cosmic radio. It feels like keeping himself in tune with the
That's
stuff that's
cool.
already out there is the most important part. It's there. It's just a matter of keeping yourself in a state to be able to grab it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really cool way of looking at it. I feel like there's definitely like a certain, there's a certain like canon of songs, to me that sort of like, defines kind of like the American rock and roll sound, and if you find, if you study that and if you listen to that carefully and like you internalize that, like that song is then sort of like ingrained in you, so you're in a way like every time you write something, you're sort of always returning to that place, and one of the things that I love about American rock and roll is like how diverse it is. So that space that you're returning to is so broad. There's so many things to pull from, but a song like Up All Night is coming straight out of that place. It's just really like, I love highway songs. I call it like a cruiser because you can drive around to it.
Yeah.
So those are some of my favorites, and Tom certainly has a bunch of those. But it's definitely like, you know, whether I did it on purpose or not, like I still don't really know, but like that music is ingrained in me, you know.
Yeah. Well, man, I personally absolutely love the way you take in all those influences and then put them back out into the world. And we'd love to hear more of it. I know there's 2 more coming up. What's
Absolutely.
Yeah, Up All Night.
Yeah, we'll rock that one for you.
Broke up with my money and blew all of my money, 'cause I really don't care. No, I really don't care. Staying up all night, it could be good, it could be bad for you. It's gonna be alright, or it won't be. I broke up with my boyfriend to go out with my girlfriend, 'cause love is like that. 'Cause love is like that. Staying up all night, it could be good, it could be bad for you. It's gonna be alright, or it won't. I went to the doctor. She said you might have a problem, but I really can't tell. No, I really can't tell. Staying up all night, it could be good or it could be bad for you. It's gonna be alright, or it won't be. Staying up all night, it could be good or it could be bad for you. It's gonna be alright, or it won't be. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, 'cause love is like that.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
So I know that this was Tasjan, which I'm not sure if I've said that yet, but that is the the upcoming album. It'll be out February 5th of 2021. I worked with Gregory Latimer as producer on it, and that term producer can mean a really broad range of things. What does the relationship specifically look like for you guys? Like, who brings what to the table when you guys get together to
man.
collaborate?
Greg is so talented. He's a remarkable artist in his own right as a songwriter as well. But you know, he's a lot of things, like, you know, in terms of what his role as like a producer means, like on our project at least. Like, I would record a lot of songs and send them to him, you know, and he would get, you know, really excited about certain ones, you know, and so he was definitely like a part of the songwriting process, so far as like sorting through the material, but also he and I co-wrote Up All Night together. So, you know, he was very instrumental in that song coming together. And then just like, he has a great way of taking things that I do and sort of like making them like their like loudest, proudest self, kind of. So he'll take an idea I have that's kind of crazy and sort of make it sound like insane. So I appreciate anybody that can double the level of insanity in one fell swoop. You got to keep that person around.
Yeah, especially the starting level of insanity that you bring to the table. I mean, that's like an above average level of insanity. So
I'm
if
back
you can
in
double
therapy,
that,
so I can't disagree.
yeah, but that's cool. So I mean, it sounds like you've got a deep trust in his radar about
For sure.
song picking and what's cool. I mean, I immensely enjoy everything you've ever put out. So.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I enjoy this one very much. And we're hearing more. You're going to do one more off of Tasjan. What is the last song today?
Absolutely. So yeah, we're gonna do a song for you called "Don't Overthink It." It's pretty self-explanatory. This is one that I wrote with a really great songwriter here in town and producer here in town named Patrick Damfier, who has some excellent music out under his own name that I highly recommend as well. But we don't know any of those, so we'll just do this one instead. It's called Don't Overthink It. And if I could, real quick, I just want to say the wonderful Jen Gunderman on keys tonight. The wonderful Tommy Cypress on bass.
Right.
Fred Eltringham on the drums, the excellent Fred Eltringham. And the wonderful Audley Freed on guitar. And thank you again to Michael Weintraub and everybody here at Instrument Head Studios. These beautiful photographs are all in an amazing book that Michael made called Instrument Head that you can check out. I highly recommend it. They're absolutely beautiful photographs. And Michael's an incredible artist, as you can see. And thank you once again to our dear friends at Pace Music for having us. We love you guys so much. Y'all rule.
Thanks us.
All right. Let's get weird.
Don't overthink it. You never get that little trinket. You take your ship of dreams and sink it. Don't overthink it. Fall to pieces. Don't fall to pieces. See you in hell before it freezes. Save me a seat right next to Jesus. Don't fall to pieces. Boy, been around once or twice. Had my heart in a vice. There's a hurting in store. Boy, gotta own what you done. Living under the gun, don't excuse it no more. Don't be a stranger, don't be a stranger. Don't be the dog in the manger. Love yourself and love your neighbor. Don't be a stranger. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're climbing up the same old ladder. I know the bad is getting badder. It doesn't matter. Twice, had my heart in a vice. There's a hurting in store.
Man, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Oddly, dude. That was, there's goosebumps in places that I didn't realize that my body even goosebumped. Yeah. Man,
Yeah, watch it there.
total pleasure. Thank you guys for coming through and doing this. Every time I see you play, it just reminds me and crystallizes in my mind why this is so important, why music and culture and live music and communing like this is we need it. And so thank you for doing it today. Tasjan. It's out February 5th, 2021 on New West. So thank you for the preview of the album, man. This has been a total pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
All right.